Hi everyone, a very good evening to all of you. My name is Ashna Sisodia and you are watching this session on art and culture on Unacademy's YouTube channel UPSC Articulate. In today's video, we are going to talk about mudras and the different types of mudras that exist in Buddhism. Mudras are a set of hand gestures and finger positions that serve as symbols in Buddhist art. So if somebody asks you what is a mudra, you have to say that these are symbols in Buddhist art. They are going to represent Buddha's various roles and states of mind. And mudras were first seen in statues from Gandhara in the 1st century, and these appear to have been codified by the 3rd century. Mudra also means seal or sign in Sanskrit. The fingers of the hand are thought to represent 5 levels of consciousness needed to attain Buddhahood. Therefore, various gestural configurations are seen as synthesis of these factors. Mudras also represent the dominant themes in particular episodes of the Buddha's life, making these gestures useful as narrative and pedagogical devices for viewers, those who are familiar with the symbolism. And they are typically shown being performed by figures of religious authority such as the Buddha and the Bodhisattvas. So in yoga, Buddhism, Hinduism and Jainism, mudra is a sacred and symbolic gesture. In fact, in Sanskrit, this phrase means gesture, mark or stamp. Hands folded on the lap, which represents meditation, a palm held up facing outward, which represents teaching or reassurance, and if there is an open palm directed downwards, it represents charity. So these are some of the common mudras or images of Buddha that we find. One by one, all these we have to discuss. So what are the various types of mudras? We have Chakra Mudra, Bhumi Sparsh Mudra, Varada Mudra, Dhyan Mudra, Abhi Mudra, Vajra Mudra, Vitarka Mudra, Gyan Mudra, Karan Mudra, Uttar Bodhi Mudra and Anjali Mudra. So first of all, let us discuss Chakra Mudra. But before that, let us try to understand the significance of mudras. Like I said, these are hand gestures and finger postures. So mudras are non-verbal means of communication and self-expression. Each of the 5 transcendental Dhyani Buddhas is allocated one of these mudras, and they are generally shown in visual arts with only that mudra. And how did mudras come to be? Mudras have been around for thousands of years and may be found in variety of religions and traditions, including Hinduism, Buddhism, Christianity, Egyptian hieroglyphics and Tantric rites, Roman art, Asian martial arts, Taoism and Indian classical dance. There has been questions in the previous year on this, like which of the mudra was exhibited by Buddha while preaching his first sermon at Sarnath, and it involves both hands. So which of the mudra that we are talking about? This was a question that was asked in previous year. We'll be solving that. Then at the end of the day, once you watch this session, you'll be able to solve this question as well. What does Vajra Mudra symbolize? So let us start with our first mudra, Chakra Mudra. Now Chakra in Sanskrit, it means wheel of Dharma. It means wheel of Dharma, and it symbolizes the first sermon of Buddha. So actually, if you look at the image, this is a hand gesture or symbolic gesture in Buddhism which represents the cycle of life as well as death and rebirth. So wheel of Dharma means it is representing the cycle of life, death and rebirth. And rebirth. It is also known as the gesture of teaching or turning the wheel of the law. Gesture of turning the wheel of the law. So to perform the Dharma Chakra Mudra, the index finger and thumb of both hands touch at their tips to form a circle or a wheel, while the other three fingers are extended straight upward. The gesture is commonly used in Buddhist iconography, and this is associated with the Buddha's first sermon in Sarnath, where he taught the Four Noble Truths and the Eightfold Path. So, as per this question, this mudra exhibited preaching his first sermon. So, therefore, out of them, D is the correct option. This is Dharma Chakra Mudra. Then, let's come to our second mudra, that is Bhumi Sparsh Mudra. Now, this is a hand gesture in Buddhism that represents the moment when the Buddha achieved enlightenment. Achieved or attained enlightenment under the Bodhi tree. It is also known as the gesture of touching the earth. So to perform the Bhumi Sparsh Mudra, if you look at this, the right hand in this image is actually, if you sit in this position, this will be the right hand. From where you are looking, this seems left. Okay, so on the left side, if you are seeing, this hand is extended downward with the palm facing inward and the fingers pointing towards the ground. And the left hand is placed in the lap with the palm facing upward. So this gesture symbolizes the moment when the Buddha touched the earth with his right hand to ask it to bear witness to his enlightenment, to his attainment of enlightenment. And this is commonly depicted in Buddhist art. It is often used as a symbol of Buddha's enlightenment or as a reminder of the importance of mindfulness and awareness in the Buddhist path. This is also used in Buddhist meditation practices to cultivate a sense of groundedness and connection to the earth. And this is said to have physical benefits such as calming your mind, reducing stress, and improving focus and concentration. Then we have our next mudra, Varada Mudra. Varada Mudra is a hand gesture in Buddhism that represents the gesture of giving, or also called as the gesture of charity. And this is also known as the gesture of compassion. So to perform this mudra, the right hand is extended downward with the palm facing outward. This you can see, this is outward. You can see the palm, and the fingers are pointing towards the ground. And in this, the left hand is placed in the lap with the palm facing upward. So this gesture symbolizes the act of giving and represents the quality of generosity and compassion. And this is also known as favorable mudra. It is a gesture of granting wishes or mercy. Now, Varada Mudra is commonly depicted in Buddhist art and is used as a symbol of Buddha's compassion and his teachings on the importance of generosity and kindness. Then we have next Dhyan Mudra. Now this is the mudra of meditation, as the name suggests. This is the mudra of concentration on the good law and of the attainment of spiritual perfection. So it represents meditation or contemplation, also known as gesture of samadhi. Samadhi. So to perform this, the hands are placed in the lap with the palms facing upward. As you can see, both the palms are facing upward, and the right hand is placed on top of the left hand. This is the right hand, this is the left hand if you are doing it yourself. And the thumbs touch at their tips to form a triangle. You can see that there is this triangle. So this is the Dhyan Mudra, and the fingers are extended straight and relaxed. This is commonly used in Buddhist meditation practices to cultivate a state of calm and focused awareness. Then we have our next mudra, Abhi Mudra. Now Abhi Mudra is a hand gesture that represents protection, fearlessness, peace, and dispelling of fear. So this is also known as gesture of fearlessness or the gesture of reassurance. So to perform the Abhi Mudra, the right hand is raised to shoulder level with the palm facing outward and the fingers are extended straight forward. This gesture symbolizes the absence of fear and represents protection, reassurance, and peace. And this is commonly used in Buddhist art. It is often depicted in images of the Buddha or Buddhist deities, which they believe to offer protection and reassurance to their followers. This is also used in Buddhist meditation practices to cultivate a sense of fearlessness and confidence in the face of adversity. Then we have our next mudra, Vajra Mudra. Now this gesture represents the 5 elements of air, water, fire, earth, and metal. These are represented by the blazing thunderbolt. So you can see that this is also called as the gesture of the fiery thunderbolt. To perform this, the hands are brought together in front of the chest with the fingers interlaced, and the index finger, this is the index finger extended straight upward to form a V shape. The thumbs are crossed over one another with the right thumb placed over the left thumb. So mostly this mudra is used in Tibetan Buddhism, and this is associated with the deity Vajrasattva, who is believed to embody the qualities of purity, clarity, and transformation. Then we have next Vitarka Mudra. Now Vitarka Mudra, this is used to symbolize the transmission of the Dharma or the truth teachings of the Buddha. So this is a gesture in Buddhism that represents teaching, discussion, and intellectual argument. That is why it is also known as the gesture of discussion or debate. And to perform this, the right hand is raised to shoulder level with the palm facing outward and the fingers extended straight forward. The thumb as well as the index finger touch at their tips to form a circle. So they are going to form a circle like this, while the remaining 3 fingers are extended straight upward. So this is to represent Buddha's teachings and his role as a teacher and mentor. Then we have our next mudra, Gyan Mudra. Now this is also called as a psychic gesture of knowledge. In Buddhism, it represents wisdom, knowledge, and insight. This is also known as the gesture of wisdom. To perform this, the tip of the index finger is pressed to the tip of the thumb, while the remaining 3 are extended straight like this. And the palm of the hand is faced upward, and the hand is typically placed on the knee or thigh during meditation or pranayama practice. This is used commonly in yoga and meditation to cultivate a sense of inner wisdom and insight. Then we have Karan Mudra. In Buddhism, this is believed to remove obstacles, cultivate inner peace, and guide the practitioner towards enlightenment. So In Buddhism, it represents dispelling negativity, warding off the evil, and removing obstacles. And that is why sometimes it is also known as gesture of warding off or the gesture of removing obstacles. Here, the index finger is, you can see that this index finger and the middle fingers are extended straight upward while the remaining fingers are curled into the palm of the hand. So these two we can see are straight. So the thumb is pressed against the ring finger and the hand is typically held in front of the body with the palm facing outward. This is common in Hindu and Buddhist rituals and ceremonies to dispel negative energy and ward off evil spirits and remove obstacles on the spiritual path. Then we have Uttar Bodhi Mudra, which is mostly known as the mudra for enlightenment. Now, this is representing the highest state of enlightenment or awakening. Sometimes this is also known as the gesture of ultimate realization or gesture of supreme enlightenment. And to perform this, the index fingers are extended upward and joined together, while the remaining fingers are curled into the palm of the hand. The thumbs, they touch at their tips and they are going to form a circle like this. And the hands are held in front of the chest with the palms facing outward. Then we have the last mudra, that is Anjali Mudra. Anjali Mudra is used as a posture of composure, of returning to one's heart, whether you are greeting someone or saying goodbye, initiating or completing an action. So it represents respect, honor, and gratitude. And sometimes it is also known as gesture of salutation or the gesture of reverence. To perform this, the palms of the hands are brought together in front of the heart with the fingers pointing upward and the thumbs touching the sternum, and the hands are typically held close to the body and the head is slightly bowed as a sign of respect. Anjali Mudra is commonly used in Indian culture as a greeting or namaste, as a salutation, and this is used in yoga and meditation practices as a way to cultivate a sense of inner peace and gratitude. So these are the mudras that we have to cover for UPSC. Now I want you to solve this question, and whatever your answer is, please write it down in the comment section. This is it for this session, guys. Thank you very much. Bye bye. Take care.